Well, welcome back to our latest edition of Counselor's Corner. We're joined with Shalene, and I'm John, and we're going to talk a little bit today about payday lenders. Once you cross over into Ohio from West Virginia, they're on every street corner. There are 5 or 6 right on the main street in Belpre, and they really prey on the people who can least afford that type of loan. Shalene, with your experience, who goes to the payday lenders? Who needs that type of loan?
Often somebody who cannot obtain traditional lending. Maybe their credit isn't right where it needs to be able to walk into their bank or their credit union and ask for a loan to get them through. So it's unfortunately those that already are having a financial hardship or that can't get a regular, even a credit card to get them through. So they're going to pay a lot more for it in the long run.
Where should people look? We always approach payday lenders as being a last resort. Where else can people look before they turn to the payday loans?
I think it's important to readdress your budget. What's causing you to have to obtain a loan, especially a short-term loan.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a short-term problem? Is it a long-term problem? And you're only going to be able to tell that by looking back at your budget. What income do you have coming in? What expenses do you have going out? What changes do you need to make to rework things? If it is a temporary issue, and it's a credit issue that's causing you not to be able to go get a traditional loan, come and to Consumer Credit, get a credit report pulled. Let us sit down with you in that credit report and make some suggestions so that you don't feel like you have to deal with these loans that are going to charge you a much higher interest rate than if you could go to your credit union or to your bank to obtain something with better terms.
Okay, and what is the danger of going to these payday lenders? What do people encounter when they actually take out a payday loan?
Well, they pull you in by making you think that it's a short term. You're going to pay this off in 2 weeks and a month, and you're not going to have this loan anymore. And yet you're going to be able to get this quick fix. These monies can be available to you that very day. But what you don't realize is the interest that you're going to pay when you go to pay back that loan is astronomical. I mean, it's usually in the 100% APR range. It's really important, 400% APR range in some cases. So it's very important for somebody to see, what this loan's going to cost them, and try to think: is there another option? Is there another way? And is this something in 2 weeks I'm going to be able to afford to pay back, or in a month? Because they are short term. If somebody goes in thinking, well, I'll just renew the loan, you may have that loan for a year, 2 years, 3 years, because you're constantly going back and renewing it, and you're paying that interest and fee each and every time you do that.
What is the worst interest rates you've seen on credit cards?
I think within West Virginia, you're not allowed to be charged anything higher than 35% APR, and that's, astronomical. So to think you could be paying up to 400% APR by borrowing these monies, and again, if you're, going back and renewing that loan, you very well are going to be paying back 400% annual percentage rate,
right,
for having that for a long period of time.
Well, I think you brought up a very good point. I think a lot of times people judge a loan only by the interest rate. And if you go to a payday lender, they may advertise an interest rate that seems in line with a credit card, 25%, 29%. But when you factor in the fees associated with that loan, we're looking at a contract right here with an APR of 353%. So people really need to look at APR as being a true measurement of the cost of the loan. Interest rate is important, but it's probably secondary looking at payday loans. Plus, I think with payday loans, if you're presenting them a post-dated check for them to run through, and that check bounces, then you may have committed a felony. So there's a lot of negative consequences to working with the payday lenders.
You have to be very careful because there are laws, unfortunately, that protect them and are against you as a consumer. So you want to make sure you understand those before you sign that contract and before you borrow the money.
All right. Thank you, Shalene.